So as everyone knows, high school cheerleading is the most important thing in the world ever.
Seriously?
No.
Well, you'd be forgiven for thinking it was after watching this. This is Cheer Camp Killer. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
So we start with these two leaving cheer practice. They're talking about how cheer camp is coming up and Charlotte thinks Lily is going to be camp champion.
You're a shoo-in for camp champion. You're the best.
When they get in their car, Lily is not feeling too well and it's immediately obvious that this guy has spiked her water bottle.
Okay, but just stop the car. Lily! Lily!
He was watching them from the car park a few minutes ago, but for some reason, even after they were driving for long enough to get pulled over by the police, he can somehow see the car and the lights in the police car when he peers round the corner. Anyway, now it's time for cheer camp. This is Sophia and she's the main character.
Hi.
Listen to how they managed to get in that her mum's dead.
Well, when you were little, you used to love cheer camps.
Well, when I was little, Mom was still...
What?
Not only was that ridiculous, but the fact that her mum's dead isn't even relevant to the plot. Anyway, her friend Jack is here too, and they start talking. We find out two important things during this conversation. One, the camp champion gets a cheerleading scholarship to some university.
Wow, that's big.
And two, Jack's only been cheerleading for 6 months, and he's only come to camp because he's in love with Sophia. When they get to the induction, they meet Charlotte from earlier. All of their jaws hit the floor when this girl walks in slow motion with her minions. This is Victoria Richards, captain of Roosevelt High's award-winning cheer squad.
She was once featured in Teen Vogue.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Very impressive indeed.
Here come the coaches. Coach Cooper is in charge and she explains that at the end of camp there's going to be a showcase where esteemed judges will pick the camp champion and the camp champion will be awarded a full college scholarship. There are also two team coaches.
Mary Parker and Beth Richards.
Coach Parker's really nice, but Coach Richards is an absolute And this is Greg, a medical student at the university. Yes, that's right. He's the guy who spiked Lily's water bottle earlier. All the cheerleaders make it pretty clear that they're into Greg. How's Jack supposed to compete with that?
Bring it on.
Then Coach Cooper tells the girls what happened to Charlotte's friend Lily.
The police found her passed out in her car after an erratic driving incident. They found illegal performance enhancement drugs in her system.
Is that appropriate information to share? No, but I suppose it does let the audience know what the guy put in her water bottle, and it's an excuse for Coach Cooper to tell the students that there's a zero-tolerance policy on drink and drugs. They're on their way to their dorms when this happens.
You were talking while Coach Cooper was talking.
Relax, Mom.
Here, I am your coach.
Do you care about your future? I care.
Then show me you can win.
So if you hadn't already worked it out,
Coach Richards is Victoria's mom.
Sophia has been put in a room with Charlotte, so now they're best friends. They're about to go to the assessment, and Charlotte explains that the best people get put in the red team, while the not-so-good ones get put in the blue team. The camp champion is always chosen from the red team. And here we are at the assessment. They all have to do a dance for the coaches, and this is brilliant.
Victoria Richards.
Victoria puts on a pretty decent display of what would definitely be more suitable for a strip club, but never mind. Everyone seems pretty impressed, especially her mum.
Andrew Dillon.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
No, it really isn't. Now, I'm no expert on cheerleading, but I think it's safe to say this is shit. Andrew's special move seems to be jumping on the spot while waving his hand in front of his face.
Woo!
Charlotte only likes it because she thinks he's hot.
Sophia Jacobs.
This doesn't seem too impressive either, but everyone thinks it's amazing, and this hasn't gone unnoticed by Victoria.
She's too good.
That night, Victoria sneaks out of a room and gets into this car.
You're sexy.
Oh no, it's Greg. The next morning, Sophia, Jack and Charlotte have found out that they're on the blue team with Coach Parker.
Oh no!
That night, Coach Richards has Victoria doing some extra practice.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
As you can imagine, this gets boring for Victoria.
Yep.
She's like, Mum, why do I have to do all this? And her mum's like, because your dad left us and we're broke. This is the only chance you've got to go to college.
Do it again.
The next morning, Victoria goes to see Greg.
I need you to do me a favor. It's that Sophia girl.
I'm not doing that again. Lily could have died.
But she didn't.
No, it's too risky. What do you need?
Next day, Victoria is pretending she wants to be friends with Sophia and invites her, Jack and Charlotte to a mini rager in her dorm room. This mini rager is crap, but Victoria's sidekick Cara is hammered. When Jack goes for a piss, he hears the coaches coming and quickly warns the others, but it looks like Victoria set this whole thing up to get the others in trouble.
Bitch, 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 bitch.
The next day, we find out that the only one who got in trouble was Cara, and all she got was a warning. Later that day, Victoria decides that because Jack is in love with Sophia, it might be a good idea to try and shag him.
Okay.
You're actually really good. I can tell you work out a lot. Let me know if you want to practice later. Just you and me.
Greg has seen what's going on and he's not happy with this at all.
What was that? Do you understand what I risked to be with you?
Babe, I know exactly what I'm doing. You know I only have eyes for you.
Later, Sophia tells Jack to go for it with Victoria, and this pisses him off because he wanted her to be jealous, but she isn't, so he goes to meet Victoria for extra practice.
I'm sorry, I don't think I can do this with you.
No one's ever said no to this.
Jack's like, I'm in love with someone else. So that night, Victoria decides to get up in the middle of the night, break into Sophia's room, take her phone and text Jack with it. Jack is awake, so here's the exchange. Victoria says, I can't stop thinking about you and Victoria together. I think we should talk. There's something I need to confess to you. Meet? He's like, now? And Victoria types, yes, meet me in the parking lot in 20. Although we don't see Jack knocking one out in the bathroom, it's certainly implied. Victoria then deletes the chain of messages and leaves the room. We then see Jack in the parking lot waiting for Sophia. Obviously she's not coming, but this happens. The next morning when Jack sees Sophia, he's like, where were you? I waited in the parking lot and someone tried to run me over. She's like, what are you on about? I never sent any texts. He's like, I've had enough of this now. I've been trying to shag you for ages, but you're just not interested. Then he storms off. Now that Victoria's driven a wedge between Sophia and Jack, she goes to Charlotte and tells her she reckons the only reason Sophia is friends with her is because it makes her look better in comparison.
Bitch.
Then we get this scene of them all doing this routine.
I'm sure it's really exciting to see all your hard work come together.
No, not really. Anyway, Charlotte goes to see Sophia and asks if she wants to come eat pizza to celebrate their dance, but she's like, no, I'm meeting Victoria. Charlotte's like, I actually think Victoria's a bitch, but Sophia doesn't see it. She thinks Victoria's going to help her get onto the red team.
What an idiot.
Outside at the pizza party, Andrew is telling Charlotte and Jack how horrible Victoria is.
Sophia doesn't see it at all.
Who hacks a phone to send such specific texts?
Someone else could have sent the messages.
Her phone's always on her.
She could have been asleep.
So someone broke into her room and sent those texts?
Yes.
Victoria.
Yes, of course. Now things are beginning to make sense.
Stay away from Victoria.
Sophia's not stupid, though. Does she really not see what kind of monster Victoria is?
Victoria's friend Cara is recording this conversation and sends it to Victoria, who's practicing with Sophia.
Oh no. What? Cara just sent me something.
Sophia's stupid, though. Kind of monster.
Clearly.
What?
One more time.
Sophia's stupid, though. Kind of monster.
Clearly.
Despite how obvious it is that this clip has been doctored, Sophia thinks it's real.
Oh, what a loser!
So she agrees to sneak out of her dorm later with Victoria so they can go out drinking. Their night out is just them drinking shots and pretending to laugh over and over again.
That doesn't look good.
When they get back, they're really drunk and get caught by campus security.
Are you here with the cheer camp?
Yes.
Have you been drinking?
No.
What are your names?
Cara Weber?
And your name?
Charlotte Brown.
So that's nice. To avoid getting in trouble, Victoria has given Cara's name and Sophia has given Charlotte. The next morning...
Will Charlotte Brown and Cara Weber come with me?
Ooh. Coach Cooper tells them that campus security reported that they were out drinking. Both insist it wasn't them and that someone must have given their names. Despite it being totally obvious that that's what's happened, Charlotte gets a warning and Cara, who was already on a warning, has been kicked out of cheer camp.
Sophia, please take her spot on the red team.
Charlotte knows it was Sophia who was out drinking because she saw her coming drunk last night, so she's not speaking to her. At the next red team practice, Victoria and her mum deliberately injure Sophia.
Poor thing.
Greg takes Sophia to the training room and he's like, that's it, cheer camp's over for you. But Sophia thinks something's not quite right with that, so she decides to get a second opinion. She also sees Victoria's sports bra amongst Greg's things. So she decides to meet Charlotte's friend Lily, the one whose drink Greg spiked at the start of the film, remember? Yeah. She's like, Lily, you know Greg, the camp trainer? Well, I think he's the one who spiked your water bottle because he's hooking up with Victoria.
That little bitch.
So what are you gonna do?
I just gotta find my own proof.
That night, Victoria sneaks out of her room, goes to see Greg in the training room, and then they bang. But Sophia is videoing the whole thing through the window and sends it to Coach Cooper. The next morning...
I'm so thankful you were there.
She said that Greg attacked her.
Oh, come on. That's full.
Greg has been fired, expelled, and charged with sexual assault.
What? On the basis of this video?
Yes.
Unbelievable. At practice, Sophia has made a full recovery and she decides she no longer wants to be on the red team.
I want to rejoin the blue team, and I have some ideas that'll make us all just as good as red.
Sophia then apologizes to Jack and Charlotte for being a knob and all is forgiven.
Good.
We then get this montage of the blue team improving, and this hasn't gone unnoticed by Coach Richards.
I am worried.
Me too.
Then do what you have to do. Do you know where the car is?
I have the parking app on my phone.
I'll meet you there.
Ooh, the parking app. I wonder if that's going to be relevant later.
It is.
Victoria and her mum can't have Sophia being this good at the big showcase tomorrow, so that night, Victoria hits her over the head with a rock, drives her out to the middle of nowhere, and ties her to a tree.
Of course. Well, isn't that what most people do?
What are you doing? I have to win. You will get caught. I won't. Greg will. After all, you were the one that got him expelled and fired.
Oh, that's nice for Greg, adding kidnap to the list of things he hasn't done. The next morning, Charlotte and Jack can't find Sophia.
I think I know someone who might know where she is.
When they ask Victoria, she's like, I don't know where she is. Leave me alone. I'm about to be crowned camp champion, and walks off. Luckily, Charlotte manages to swipe her phone, and with the help of the parking app mentioned earlier, they can see exactly where Victoria's been.
My God, the phone's tracking previous parking spots.
Wow.
Anyway, Sophia has managed to untie herself just in time to be waiting by the side of the road for Jack and Charlotte to find her. Back at cheer camp, the showcase is about to begin, and Coach Parker has to ask the extras where Sophia and the others are.
Do you guys have any idea where they could be?
No idea.
There's not much time left. The red team have already finished their performance. How are the blue team supposed to compete without all the main characters? But what's this? They've made it just in time, and their performance is out of this world. I can't help but focus on how uncomfortable Jack looks. You can tell he's not a dancer and clearly doesn't want any part of this. The cameras focus mainly on Sophia's face smiling, while the extras do most of the heavy lifting. Anyway, for plot purposes, the blue team were brilliant.
This year's cheer camp champion, Sophia Jacobs.
Well, that's a shock, but it's not over yet.
Last night, I was hit in the head, tied to a tree, and left in the middle of the woods. And that was all thanks to Victoria Richards.
Lies. Not lies.
Oh, so apparently the police officer was just waiting round the corner to add dramatic effect to a cheer camp champion's acceptance speech.
Yep.
That's absurd.
There's footage of you tying her up.
I don't see how.
So Victoria is arrested and Sophia has won the scholarship. But the film can't end yet. No, Sophia's decided that she's in love with Jack too.
What?
Woo!
And that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.